Even us at this point, whatever
Yes.
you're doing, there are people who look at us like mad people. So in our last Shamba talk, it's been a while since we had a Shamba talk.
Yeah.
We promised to do a video on opportunities that are available, especially in agriculture, which is more or less what we actually do. And this is the video for it. So stay with us and enjoy.
Yeah, right. I think we can get straight into some of the opportunities that we've identified in this area. I think given the experience that we've had for the last 3 years, I would say that a lot of crop related, let me talk on the crops. The crop related opportunities are mostly to do with the drier seasons of the year. Given that we experience a lot of rains between March and May, in which times a lot of crops are available in the market, which makes the prices to actually dip. And as well, the other rainy season, I think it's really October to December.
Yeah.
I believe October to December. But now, in between these seasons, there's uh, minimal crops. What can I say? The produce is less. The produce is less that is being taken to the market. So I've seen people like in the local market here, those who are able to grow, let's say, the traditional kienyeji vegetables, let's say like managu, the African nightshade, then they're able to make more money during the off seasons compared to the rainy seasons. So if you are someone who is looking to get into agribusiness, these are some of the considerations you would make. Probably have a water source at home or on your farm that can be able to supply to your farm during the dry season, because then that's probably when you are likely to make more money. What do you think?
Yeah, I think what you're referring to is that there's opportunity, and the opportunity is climate smart agriculture.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now you're able to produce throughout the whole year.
Exactly.
And get better prices, especially during the low season.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen people actually do that, and it makes sense. The money they make then is very different from what they make during the rainy seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my end, I think I'll start a bit further backwards.
Mhm.
I think there are a lot of opportunities in terms of agriculture, even in the rural parts of Kenya.
Yeah.
The first opportunity, I think, is land. When you have land, land means freedom, because you can do a lot with land.
Sure.
So the first opportunity, therefore, I believe, is land. When you have land, that's an opportunity. You can use it to do a million things to earn a bit of income.
Yeah.
And the second thing I feel that before you actually able to do that is because we see a lot of is it consumerism? Let me know. People produce for consumption
Only.
So-
yeah.
because you can only consume so much, produce so much.
Yeah.
So I feel that the first mentality has to change is for people,
Especially in the rural area.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people will say, we don't have jobs. There are no jobs. There are no jobs. But
Yet they're very big lands.
yeah, you have land. You're only producing for
Yeah.
what you can actually consume. So I think that's the first foundation. We see a lot of people here unemployed, young people unemployed,
True.
but they have land.
Very big.
Even if it's small, but they have land.
And some have big lands and they've leased it out for very small amounts of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People have leased land for 3,000 a month,
A year.
6,000 a year,
Yeah.
or so. So I feel that is the first place. The mentality has to change. That I have land. Yes, I'm unemployed. I don't have a formal job, but I've learned. So where do I start from here? And then the other one is you change your mentality from consumption, just going for consumption,
Yeah.
and grow for the market.
True. True. And then I think there is similar to what we are, a shift in the mindset. A lot of people, the local people that we interact with here, grow the same things over and over.
Yeah.
So they'll grow maize, beans, bananas. I think and spring onions.
Yes.
And collard greens.
And
That's basically it.
Yeah.
So, but then from my experience, we know other crops can do well.
Yeah.
Very high value crops. Like we've grown lettuce, we've grown strawberry, carrots, very high value crops that the farmers, as somebody was interested in actually making it a business, would actually go into it. There's nothing special that we do to these crops compared to the other crops. We grow them the same way and they thrive. Same climatic conditions, same soil. So I think that shift in mindset is also, as you said, it's big. The farmers need to be educated to grow high value crops. But again, there's also, you can also consider the market. I know there's a market for carrots here. Is there a good market for lettuce? That will be another question, because I don't think, at least from experience, a lot of people are not consuming things like lettuce around here. But things like carrots, cucumbers, people consume a lot. Beetroot, but they don't grow them. So they are shipped from other counties to this local market, and they go for very high prices because of that. But imagine now if you are the supplier of those things, because they can grow locally.
Yeah, and also the market for these vegetables, because there are a lot of issues now in the rural Kenya, like diabetes, high blood pressure, all these lifestyle diseases. So, and that's why the demand for things like courgettes, cucumber, beetroot, what is called? That fruit, it looks like what?
Oh, don melon.
Don melon.
Oh yeah.
This I'm forgetting that it looks like a cucumber, but no, not a cucumber, like a pumpkin but small. What's it called? Squash or something.
A pumpkin, but it's small.
What is it called? I know it.
It's a fruit, it's not a vegetable.
I think it's a, what's a pumpkin?
I think it's a vegetable.
I've forgotten. But it's a small, I just forget about it. But this lifestyle, this is a market for some special kind of either vegetables or fruits or, and people actually eat these things. They look for them and they don't find them. So there's a local market for that. And better still, if you're growing them organically, that even makes it more attractive. Yeah. There's also opportunity. I feel the other opportunity that I see is remember I told you there's a time we went to Githunguri and I saw people carrying jerry cans of milk. And if you compare the kind of animals they keep, you'd find there people, someone with a cow, let's say a cow. And this cow eats a lot of napier grass in a day. It's a struggle to actually feed it. At the end of the day, you get like a liter of milk. At most, I've seen people get here maybe 2-3 liters of milk per day, which doesn't make sense. So there's that opportunity that people can go out there and get better quality animals, better genetics that actually give you, if it's milk, you do proper dairy farming. No matter how you've changed your mentality from consumption to so now you get a cow that gives you more milk, so you can actually sell the excess. So you provide for your family and also get an income from it. Yeah, I think that mindset shift is quite huge, because everybody here is just, not everybody, a lot of people are just doing it for their day-to-day food. So which makes it a bit, yet they have big lands, like our neighbors have very big lands. So somebody would prefer to put a whole 2 acres of maize so that they can eat ugali every day. So there's that mindset shift that needs to actually really happen to make, because imagine what someone in Githunguri can do with 2 acres of land. Oh. There's a video discuss the farmers you see online. Somebody keeping 10 dairy cows that give 30 liters of milk per day or so. Imagine someone with 2 acres of land, what they will do. I know, and that reminds me, the farmer that we visited, is it Abdullahi or Abdallah? Abdullahi. Yeah, Abdullahi, if you're watching this, thanks for letting us come to your farm. I think that's a very special, I think I took some clips you can put here. That's a very good example of what you can do in a small space. Remember, one of the most asked questions on our channel is, how big is your land with all that farming? I don't think the size of the land is not important. Is important. It is what you do with it. Because Abdullahi had a very amazing setup. In fact, I really complimented him on how
the setup was in a very small area. It was less than an 8, right?
It was
way less than an 8.
It's not an 8, maybe 30 by
very small, yeah?
40 or so.
Yes.
Just give the perspective, because this is in a residential area.
It's in a residential area, yes. So it was a very small space. He had so many dairy goats, so many. He was selling dairy milk. He was selling goat milk to the neighbors. He had chicken. So he was selling eggs to the neighbors. He had rabbits, so many, I think close to 100. Yeah, and Abdullah is a young. Sorry, we didn't ask for your age. Yeah, he's very young.
I wish the young people around here could see the possibilities.
Yes, Abdullah is very young, which is almost our age, which is really, it was quite an inspiration to find someone actually making money. It's actually like this.
It's a very small.
It's a very small space. So he has dairy goats. They were over 40, I think.
Yeah.
Dairy goats. He had the chicken. He had the rabbits. So he was making money from all this, and then he had some geese.
Yeah.
And he had azola. He had a very tiny place where he was growing azola for the chicken and the goats. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a few fruits. The setup.
And the milk is sold out every day.
Every day.
The reason we didn't film and put him is because he didn't want more calls about. Maybe sometime in future when he wants more, we are going to advertise him. But all the milk he produces is actually sold.
It's sold out.
And within the estate.
Yeah, so it was a very small area. So for us, we believe that land should not be a constraint.
The size of the land.
Exactly. Because even as we asked ourselves, if Abdullah can do this in such a small area, our land is actually bigger. Yeah. What more can we do?
Yeah, he actually inspired us a lot. That's
a lot.
In our videos, you speak. In fact, that's why you are filming over here, because for us, the opportunity is goats.
Yeah.
And we are not limited in the numbers. We're not thinking that because this small space, you can only do 10 or 20. No. We'll go as high as whatever, 500 or so.
Yeah.
Because we can always need land somewhere else and grow the food, and then, so land, the size of land, I think should not be a limitation to what you can do.
Because, okay, I know there would be limitations in the aspects of like us we're able to grow our own food for the goats. So our operating cost is less.
Yeah.
If you are farming on a small area, then probably you have to purchase most of your feeds. So that's the only difference.
Yeah.
But if you have bigger land, then your operating cost becomes less. Yeah. So your margins will probably be higher compared to someone who is buying all the feeds. Yeah, I think that's the major difference. Yeah.
Yep. So the opportunity we see is huge in terms of agriculture. It's huge in terms of there's a market. There's a market here. You just need to find out what you can do and the market for it. But the opportunity is there.
The opportunity is there too.
So you can either specialize in vegetables or go to a specific line of vegetables like carrots alone, or you can
mix everything.
You can mix everything and you'll be able to sell something every day. But I hope to the young people watching us, you get a sense of what you're trying to say. I hope you're communicating.
Yeah, true. Because I even maybe just looking closer home, we know of farmers who grow their own vegetables in their farms and take them to the market in the evening. Those farmers are making more margins compared to somebody who is buying vegetables from someone else and then selling them in the market. So it's really depends on what you want to do. I think there is an opportunity for everything because people are always eating. Food is one thing that I don't think even during COVID, people are eating.
People are eating, yeah.
Yeah, it is one of those sectors that didn't go down.
And a lot of food was coming from the rural areas of Nairobi.
Exactly.
Remember? So there's something else I wanted to say. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that stops us, people from venturing into something and thinking of going to get employed, is the risk factor. You fear that if I do this, I'm going to fail. Or you hear stories or see things, people fail in farming. But let me tell you, every successful farmer you see, every successful farmer has failed, and not once or twice, but many times. But it's
the continuous learning
and the passion,
the experience.
Yeah.
So, like for us now, the experience we are getting with the goats. So the next lot of kids that we get from these goats, we know how to treat them better.
Yeah.
We know how to reduce our operating cost. But the passion is quite something. You have to be
Passion is
really
the biggest
passionate
thing.
about it.
Passion means you fail and you stand up and you try again.
Keep pushing.
Because if you don't have the passion, I think you are going to you'll give up the next day. Even these goats you see over here, it's not as rosy as you see them feeding here. It's a learning. Every day is a different. Every day there's something different to learn from them. But because you have the passion and you know where you want to go, and you know why you started this, we keep on doing it because we know at the end of it all, it's going to pay off.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that has helped the goats is that group that you are in. Yeah. So that kind of community that shares information. Yeah. So you have other farmers that you can ask something. So learning from other farmers is one of the ways that you can help to accelerate your journey in agribusiness, because it means if a farmer is telling you, I made this mistake, then you are at a better place not to repeat that mistake. Yeah. Instead of starting from scratch yourself and learning as you go. Learn from other farmers. Seek advice from professionals. Yeah, like if you know a good vet, because we know some bad ones. If you know a good vet for your animals, they'll also be able to give you that kind of guidance.
Yeah. Another thing, as you're discussing opportunities, don't fall for the romantic stories. And in particular, I want to mention something here in particular. Remember, 5-6 years or so, when it's called dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit
was the idea.
Even quail. There's a time the quails.
Yeah, but I want to particularly focus on the dragon fruit because the time a seedling was going for 10,000 seedlings. Yeah. As you're discussing opportunities, you'll see a lot of them, but you have to do your own research. For example, look at the dragon fruit. How many people do you know consume dragon fruit? Yes, the idea was good. A fruit or a kg was going for 900 shillings. I'm not sure which one, which was which. The ceiling was going for 10,000. So again, people rushed. Yeah. And I think they were rushing to sell the seedlings rather than develop the market for it, so that there's many consumers for that product. Because even whatever you're doing now in goats now, I know there are a lot of people doing breeding and they're selling to other breeders. But we decided to go different. We decided we're going to do production for the market, for the end user. So for meat and for milk. Because there's a risk whereby you sell to another breeder and then you become so many breeders and then the market you are going to sell to. Yeah. So you have to be careful for the very romantic stories in farming. Do your research further about the product. Don't fall for these things that because like I feel like for you to do a business, you have to be realistic. True. Most profit margins are between 10 to 20%. Yeah. Most of them. And that
some even less.
Yeah.
6%.
Yeah. You need to have those figures in mind. Yeah. These things of 1,000% doesn't make sense. They're going to be really disappointed. So as you look for the agriculture opportunity to do, you have to be realistic. You have to do further research. Don't fall for the romantic stories. Start small. Start small. Start small. That's another point. Because for example, you're keeping goats for the first time. Start small. Don't buy 100 goats. Yeah. Because if you don't know how to manage those goats, they are going to cost you, and they'll cost you so much money. Yeah. And you'll give up so easily. But when you start small and grow progressively, then at the end of the day, by the time you are getting to 1,000 goats, you're an expert. You're an expert. You are an expert at it. Yeah. Starting small is important. And the other thing is you have to be willing to learn. First of all, there's a lot of negative stories about farming. Oh, yeah. A lot of negative stories but ask yourself, if it's that negative, we still have milk in this country, so there are farmers producing milk. We still eat meat, so there are farmers who are successful selling for us. We have all these things, agricultural products, which is food. Yeah. So it's good to learn from the negative stories, but don't fall for them. Don't be discouraged by them, because if you go anywhere, any market, there's a product there, a farmers produce and take it to the market, so they're making money from it. So it's good to learn from the failures, but don't let them discourage you. Sure. And also remember, it's a journey, it's a process. Yeah. You learn. It's like everything in life. Yeah. Even let's say you're employed, probably you started at the very bottom.
kept progressing. 10 years down the line, you are a senior manager or something. So it's the same with farming. Start small, it's a process, progress, slowly learn, interact with other farmers, and by the end of it all, 10 years down the line, you are an expert.
A professional, but it takes time.
But it takes time, yeah.
It takes time. Don't go for these guys. I did cabbages for the first time and
got to 10 million shillings.
No, it doesn't happen. It can happen.
It can
happen, but most of the time it doesn't happen. Just be willing. Be willing to learn, start small, and build your knowledge as you grow further. But there are limitless opportunities in agriculture, and I think, like in Africa, it's probably the biggest employer, agriculture.
True.
I think it's the biggest employer.
True, and I think there's even more opportunity in. So a lot of farmers will just produce. There's more opportunity to even add value to this produce, to even make it for the farmers to make a little bit more margin. Yeah. So, are you just producing meat for the goats? What next? What else can you do to add value to that? So that you at least make more margins as a farmer. So I think I've not seen much like this area. There are a lot of bananas and sugarcane and all that. I've not seen a lot of
value addition.
Although I saw like one where I think guys were making sanitary towels from some banana stuff. So that's good. But in terms of food value addition, we've not seen like packaging of banana flour, things like that. Yeah.
So maybe you can just just mention a few opportunities that someone can explore immediately, which you said, like climate smart agriculture. So if you shift your mind from this, depending on the rain, and you have like maybe water full time, and you grow vegetables, especially the 3 months things throughout the year. So during the off season, you're going to make more money because most people will not be growing them. But then because you need money throughout, so you grow them throughout the year. That's one of the things that we discussed about.
True. And then these high value crops. I mentioned strawberries. People consume strawberries. They're quite expensive. And we've not, there could be, but at least where we live, we don't know anyone else growing strawberries, at least in a commercial scale. Maybe for their own consumption like us, but in a commercial scale, we've not seen that. There's still a very big opportunity in these kienyeji eggs. There's a huge opportunity. It's not easy to keep kienyeji chicken because of the growth rate compared to the other kinds of chicken, but we've seen that opportunity. Like, remember the time where we had so many chicken and we had so many eggs? They used to sell out like they would not last. You take them to the market, they are done in a very short time. So there's still that kind of opportunity here.
I don't know if I can mention this. My experience with pure kienyeji free range eggs, there are not many in the market.
There are not many
because it's challenging to do that farming. Most of the eggs we are told are kienyeji, I think, are from the improved kienyeji types, and they also kept somewhere. And the pure free range kienyeji, I don't think they're there.
They are, but in limited
numbers.
Limited numbers, because it's very challenging.
It's very challenging
to keep kienyeji eggs, and they don't produce eggs throughout. So that's another thing.
So my advice is for kienyeji eggs, you go the improved kienyeji way.
If you're going commercial.
If you're going commercial, go the improved kienyeji way. Otherwise, for business, we have our own experience here. Because this chicken.
But kienyeji eggs sell out very fast. It's just that it's challenging to keep the chicken. So the margins may not be.
So I feel like the price for one kienyeji egg should be like 100 shillings.
Should be like
100 shillings.
So the pricing is the
issue. Pure free range kienyeji, I think it's better kept for your own family consumption. But for business, you
where they need large consumption.
Because they lay eggs for a certain time. There's a period they go without laying, and you also have to feed them during that time.
All right. What do you think about what do you think about sweet potatoes? Because remember the place we visited in Korea, they produce sweet potatoes in large quantities. Sweet potatoes can grow here in you see.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when we came, guys around us had stopped growing those things for like, they were saying 10 years. I was surprised.
Yeah.
What
For
do
a
you
long
think?
time.
What do you think about sweet potatoes in this area?
I think the market for sweet potatoes is huge. You'll see in our local market,
Yeah.
for 200 shillings you get
Very little. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a product that can easily sell, and you can also add value to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can add value.
But I feel you have to build the soil.
True.
Because I think the reason they didn't go very well and they don't go very well is that the soil has been, over time, the soil has really deteriorated. So if you have animals, you can use compost and animal manure to improve your soil. And sweet potatoes always have a market.
Sweet potatoes and arrowroots.
And arrowroots, yes.
Arrowroots are very expensive.
Yeah.
Arrowroots are doing extremely well.
Yeah.
In this area, extremely well.
And they don't have to be in the river.
They don't have to be in the river. We don't grow ours in the river. We grow them next to our carrots and our bananas. Yeah. And they do very well. So you can imagine if you have your own supply of water, and you can do this throughout the year. So you can always be selling arrowroots throughout the year. They're more expensive than sweet potatoes, I believe.
Way expensive.
Way expensive. So that's another crop that I think that farmers, at least in this area where we are, can actually commercialize. Yeah.
I also think that something else I need to say, especially for young people, if now I was fresh from school or just a few years after school, I would immediately go into agriculture.
True. Absolutely.
Immediately I would do my research properly.
Yeah.
I would, instead of just running from here and going to the urban center, it's okay to go to the towns and have that life experience. But I would not let myself struggle for employment. I would immediately jump into agriculture, identify a product, and jump into it immediately and start doing it. And then I would change my mentality from the consumption to business, to agribusiness, and actually start early. So by the time I get to a certain age, like 5-10 years from school, I have experience and I'm employing other people. I feel that if you get into agriculture early enough when you don't have responsibilities, then it's easier for you to succeed.
It's easy. And I think probably maybe back then we were not in school, we were not pushed to have careers like agripreneur or something. We were being pushed to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, you know, those fancy titles. I think even the school system needs to adapt to the current. There's no job that is bigger than the other.
No.
There are people making a lot of money in agriculture, but they've kept at it for a very long time. So those of us who are pushed into the normal career, we were told, you know, you have to be employed in an organization for you to make good money. But as you said, if looking back, I think I've ever told you this. After college, I think I stayed for a whole year without employment. If I had that mindset of I can make money from agriculture, I don't think I would have set foot in other careers, because that would have been a very good foundation. 1 year of learning, the next year you're making money. So we need to shift our mindsets to not those very fancy titles and all that. You can make money from soil.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Another thing I know that stops people, and I'm still speaking to the young people.
True.
is the perception by people around you.
Oh yeah.
Even us at this point, whatever you're doing, the people look at us like mad people. and especially that we are in an area where there's family, so there's a lot of negative vibes around. I just want to tell you and to encourage you that agribusiness is real. People make money from it. They'll despise you in the early stages.
Yeah.
You know, they look at you like a mad person. They wonder you're supposed to be living in a town. You've been to school, university. You're supposed to be doing these fancy things.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, stick with it, and in a few years, those same people will be the ones looking for you now and looking for advice and everything. So do not, if your mind tells you it's agriculture, you settle on agribusiness and you settle on something, just stick with it. Don't listen to the distractions around. There's a lot of them, especially in rural areas and especially where you're close to family. There's a lot of people, but remember, mostly they're just communicating their own failures.
Yeah.
Not you, because you're focused, you know where to go. Please, if you decide to do agriculture, agribusiness, do not listen to the noise around you.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. As I told you, the people who look at us like mad people because we've gone to university, but we're living a wonderful life, you know. So there's going to be challenges, but just to encourage you that one of the things you have to face is people around you, you know.
I don't think we should add anything else after you said that. I think that's perfect way to close it.
Yeah.
Because what you've said is absolutely true. People look at us weirdly when we are working on the soil and taking care of our
but we love it.
animals.
We enjoy it. We are
enjoy
using
it.
our hands. We enjoy taking care of animals. We enjoy harvesting our own crops. We enjoy doing it. So we shut our ears to any distractions.
True. So we hope that you really enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next Shamba Talks. If you have a specific topic or a question that you'd like us to tackle, please leave it in the comment section, and we're always happy to hear from you. Bye-bye for now.